What's up, boys and girls? It is your boy, Brianish, aka Handsome Fister, and I got a wild one for you guys today. I am doing the Luca Brasi Kevin Gates album review for your viewing and listening pleasure. Now, let me give you some history on, my history with Kevin Gates. So, I saw him on Facebook at a Breakfast Club interview. I had heard some of his stuff on the radio. Now, granted, I'm kind of an old school hip hop fan, so I wasn't really into the trap stuff. But I mean, a lot of his stuff was really catchy, and I wasn't a huge fan of his voice either at the time, to be honest. And so, didn't really get into it like that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get this Kevin Gates thing up right now. It's just showing me the discussion. So I'm trying to get this popped up on my MacBook so I can tell you the tracks and stuff that we got. Oh, there it is. So Luca Brasi track 3 has 18 tracks on it. Now, I have to admit, I didn't like some of the songs. I wasn't a huge fan of all of the songs, but I absolutely loved like a good handful of them. Like Great Man is a dope song, In God I Trust is a dope song, Adding Up's a dope song. I like Kung Fu, and I like Trying to like really dope. Like I mess with those heavy, so those were dope. So let's get into it a little bit. Let's play some discussion.
Life. I'm trying to get back to my kids. I can't win with these crackers. I'm a nigga and they look at me like a nigga. My nigga don't lay down right now.
I ain't a cracker either.
No self-worth being honest, but I converse with some bosses. I'm a real earner and I work hard thanking God.
Yeah, discussion is dope too.
Inside support system awkward. Take time of trial on the options.
I'm not a huge fan of his hooks, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a huge fan of a lot of his hooks. But whoever engineers his songs makes this dude sound so absolutely good. Like, his voice is really good on this album. A lot of his beats were hard and banging, so, a little bit of discussion. We're getting into it a little bit, I mean, this is real. Like, Kevin Gates is so honest, and he's brutally honest, and he gives it to you real. Like, if he says it, he means it. He ain't BSing with it. But I do have to admit, I thought it was kind of funny when he got NBA YoungBoy's face tattooed on him. I'm just saying, Kevin, got some splaining to do. Now I can see if it was your dead homie or something, but NBA YoungBoy ain't dead. So let's get back to the discussion a little bit.
Trust. I was moving unconscious. I was talking with Jay, recruited a move that allowed me counsel. Back and forth without representation, embarrassing, ran out of options. Told my attorney go get with the DA, come with a deal and I'm copping. Aiming for 36 months, but they came with a 30, so fuck it.
I mean, his flow is nice on this, I like the content and discussion, you know what I'm saying? He starts out the album pretty good. So, shaking back. Look.
2 for 35, I just come out the H. Hit it with Bolivia and the lighter came. 27 ounces, 39 pieces, I'm shaking back. My old hope on fuck on the Sunday, can't wait for that.
This sounds like early 2000s Louisiana. The beat's crazy. It's got a Manny Fresh sound to it. It's got a Hot Boy sound to it. I mean, it's cool. Even the title, Shaking Back. So let's do a little bit of this, a little bit.
H-Town, no fentanyl, we dealing that. Rumors in my type every minute, I'm built for that. If I can pray that, I can stay there, I ain't scared of nothing. Your grandma stay there, you don't lay that, boy, you scared to hustle. Oh, well, really, yeah, and I ain't bringing back, yeah.
See, I like how he uses auto-tune in his voice in this. Or how the engineer uses auto-tune on his voice in this song. Like, he really does it, in my opinion, the right way. It's not overboard. It's not too under. It's a right mix, so you know that it's there. but it's not overbearing.
And my neighborhood supply just got off the feds. I'm pissing clean for my PO, I'm a living legend. Straight out the clip, fuck every CO who encounter Kevin. White people showing love, niggas hating on me. Say they got a cake, man, if I don't agree, your habit stronger than your hustle, I don't believe.
I mean, it's cool. And so let's go to ridiculous. We're not gonna go through all these. I'm just gonna go through a few, you know, like I'm gonna skip a couple in a minute. It's called ridiculous. I don't like the hook in this, but this is an absolute banger.
Shot the text, you won't get on the hill. Sex filled interacting for guilt. Puerto Rican wishing Johnny was here. Get to speak a lot of diamonds in here. Maserati, I just did it for mine. Did time wasn't really a problem. Watch flooded, been a block in a.
So he talks a lot about like the trap and the dope game, which I get. I'm gonna move forward a little bit. Hopefully, I don't go right back in the.
Retirement, ex-chicken, I'm controlling the county. Selling money, ain't rumbled up. We about to see it. When it come to catching plays, moving major weight. I'm in the game. Selling money, ain't wrap it up. We about to see it. Spanish plug up on the island, big blunts on the cushion.
I mean, it's dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, so how his engineer puts the drops in, the beats in the right spots, like. This is the kind of engineering like guys like G Herbo need. You feel me? From my review before when I said his engineering should be, you know, fired. This is real deal engineering right here. So we're gonna skip it because I wasn't a big fan of Money Long. I Got You was alright. Let's go to Great Man because I really fuck with this track.
That I may affiliate with, they can never be friends because they not my family. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna turn it up even.
You look in the mirror, what do you see? I see someone dealing with heartbreak. When I love a nigga, my heart ache. I know how Cubans and God take, but they do not help with the heart pain. My little brother died in the car check. Spent on my older brother from inside the wheel. He got the car spray. Guess he got through in a crossway. Thank for that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is real shit. And he's talking about him becoming a great man. You feel me? Like,
maybe I'm having an off day. Maybe I had a heart in my heart chain. Look in the mirror. I see a great man. Look in the mirror. I see a great man. Just look in the mirror. I see a great man. I see a great man. I see a great.
See what I'm saying? And he's got a song called Find You Again. Now, this could be many different ways. It could be like you know, like he talks about like how his people and him separated. You know, it could be a chick, it could be his homie where they, you know, went apart for different reasons, and like when they get back together, it ain't the same. But he's trying to find that person again.
Hey, you could be so used to something. You know, every day you grow, every day you change it. And I never try to change on you, but it's just like, I had to do it by myself for so long to when you come back in my life, it just don't feel right, like, feel like something missing.
I'm holding down, I'm a built for this morning. Middle one ain't too wrong. I know again, I'm fine. Niggas trying to jack, bitches trying to trap. Maybe it's perhaps I be in a trap, and I got them racks in the stroke up and keep it on the lap. You know how I'm coming, fall in the pin, I dive in your.
I mean, it's like the one thing I can say is a lot of his beats sound the same. Like they sound similar, they got similar sounds. But I mean, that's how, like for instance, like if you listen to a New York rapper, a lot of their beats sound the same, like all the way through. Like Nas is super guilty of this. If you listen to Chicago rappers, like their beats, they're very similar. Like it's real, like trap, Chirac-ish, you know, which ain't a bad thing. If you talk about LA, like it's a different flavor. Like Dre produces different stuff. If you talk about Detroit, it's different. Atlanta's different. And, you know, it's harder for an artist once they get used to creating a sound to go back and forth and change it up to, you know, other sounds. But I definitely, I like Kevin Gates now. Like, I'm a Gates fan. But a lot of that has to do with his interviews and him as a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kevin Gates is is a solid stand-up man. Like he's solid. So
I knew something was up, but they
this is trying to, yeah.
300,000. Trick was up there in 30 minutes with 40 bands, you heard me?
I'm trying to, yeah. That's all I'm trying to do every time.
Circle back to them niggas in the feds. We got kings trying to make sure that they fed. I get sick, go to getting rid of meds. I don't work, call them hopping out of bed. Don't know how many times I done been a said. Don't know how many.
And kung fu, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Chakra alignment.
The way I be kicking that nigga.
Meditation, I'm in orbit now.
I'm like regular people.
I base a lot, then I settle down.
Where I be kicking that lingo. I'm thinking I'm kung fu.
talking about his lingo, like kicking that lingo.
I'm about the end of the dragon. High intensity discharge. I got a better medallion. I'm in that lingo. Be around me, know you want to. I'm like regular people. Got them thinking I'm kung fu. The way I be kicking that lingo. Red Porsche.
In God I trust.
Pressure. Yeah, pressure. You got the #1 song on the radio, and you still gotta sit in jail. I went and laid. I'm in the top rank by the lake. I'ma sleep all day and be up late. I had to make the best of what I had. I'm in the trail spot with the bang. Fucking a bad bitch with the brain. Double the carrots, get the rain. Stand on cardiovascular, cardio fit.
See what I'm saying? Like, all of the songs are pretty dope. Some I really didn't like so much because of the hook. So let me break down Luca Brasi 3. Kevin Gates did good here. It's called a mixtape too. So I don't know if he approached it like a mixtape or not, but I liked it. But because of the songs that I didn't like and a lot of the tracks sound the same, like it's gonna get a 7 out of 10, which it's not a bad rating. Like the highest rating I've ever given on a review is 8.5. You know what I'm saying? So like he ain't that far off to me. Now another thing that I'm gonna do though because of this, and I thank you for wanting me to do this because I wasn't even thinking about listening to it or buying it really because I was never a huge Gates fan. I was always a Kevin Gates, the man fan. And you know how he's always trying to uplift his people, our people, and his community. Trying to be, you know, nonviolent and teach people how to be solid and, you know, straight up and honest. So like, and that's another reason probably why he got a higher rating because of the man that he is. Kevin Gates is a real man. He's honest and he's, you know, like, if you were to look up to anybody in like hip hop as a person, it would be Kevin Gates. You know, he'd be one of them, right? He's one of them. You know, Kid the Producer's one of them. Jay-Z's trying to help people out. You know, Lil Wayne doesn't really help his people out like he did Drake, Nicki, but then nobody else. Like Kevin Gates is trying to, you know, help NBA YoungBoy, other Louisiana rappers, other Chicago rappers. Like he's really trying to make it to where these guys' voices are heard and they can get out of the situation and the environments that they're in. So Kevin Gates gets a double rock star for Luca Brasi 3. It was a good album. I liked it. I became a super Gates fan. Like I'm actually gonna go back and look at his library because I know that there's other stuff that he put out that I heard on the radio that I might have thought wasn't good, or it wasn't my taste. Now I wouldn't say it wasn't good because it just wasn't my taste. But now I'm like, I gotta go back and fuck with it because you know he came real hard on this, and I thank the subscriber who commented and said, hey, do a review on Luca Brasi 3 because it totally changed my perspective on Gates music. So I thank you. Keep coming out with the comments. If you like this video, like it, share it, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get updates on when I drop videos, which is usually every day around 8, 9 o'clock a video drops. And comment if you want to see me do an album review. Let me know what you want me to review, and I'm on it. I'll do it. I'll knock it out. So anyway, I'm gonna leave this with Mata.
Luca Brasi. You know we supposed to have
This hard.
life, liberty,
Kevin Gates, man, you're a good man, dude.
For some reason, maybe it's just
Keep doing what you're doing, brother. I really appreciate what you do for everybody in the community and for hip hop.
Hey, listen to me 1 minute. Hey, you know how this shit really supposed to be going.